Hey, Aries, intuitive soul coach here with your December 2023 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Aries, welcome. The key themes for you in the month of December, you have wanderlust, followed by teamwork, and breakthrough. I love this energy. And at the bottom of the deck, what you don't see coming or what's working in your favor, you have the healing card here. So a lot of you, you're healing some financial setbacks, some emotional constrictions. I'm even getting family karmic cycles. This healing is all about recovery, some sense of closure here as you move into the new year. You could even be getting energy work done, Reiki. Some of you have dealt with a loss of a loved one, loss of a job, or even a loss of the old version of you. That's what I'm getting here. Aries, is you've gone through a situation here, possibly undergone a lot of personal grief where you are changed and you'll never ever be the way you once were. But I feel like this is actually a good thing because you are experiencing what your soul needed to experience, and now you can put that past behind you and move forward and focus on financial health, wealth. This can be focusing on relationships that are, a higher frequency. It's about attracting money from sources that align with, what it is that you stand for, basically. I see here support showing up, and right behind this card, you also have the spiritual toolbox. So for a lot of you, you are connecting with your guides, your ancestors, your loved ones, but I also sense that you've been using some spiritual tools, whether it be a singing bowl, whether it's oracle cards, crystals, tarot cards, sage, pendulums, or you've just been meditating more and connecting with your higher self through being aware, through being guided to move forward on your path in a new way. Now, diving in here, you have the wanderlust and the teamwork. So it doesn't surprise me if you are doing a little bit of travel, if you're celebrating the holidays in December. You could be visiting family, maybe you have family visiting you, but the travel card is showing up here. So I'm also getting, for the majority of you, you could be traveling and planning your 2024 engagements and travel opportunities as well. You may be creating a bucket list or just daydreaming, saying, this is what I want to do in the coming months or the coming year. For others of you, I certainly sense that there could be, travel this month, or you are booking a trip, thinking about it. This is about your gypsy soul really coming out to have fun, to play a little bit here. So there could be new expeditions, new lands to travel. Maybe some of you want to go backpacking, vacationing. This can be tourism as well. I'm also sensing that this is what some of you do for a living, whether you could be a photographer, maybe you're a vlogger, travel vlogger, but you want to have a little more flexibility as well. Maybe some of you work remotely or work from home. I feel like that could be a new opportunity that you are either manifesting, calling in, or you currently are in. Now, because you have the teamwork as well, this is teamwork of all different kinds. Family, it can be being out in public, getting out in society. It can be online social media platforms. This is about you co-creating and calling in your soul tribe, basically. The people who want to help you, understand you, they can relate to you. They've been through similar experiences, but they're also evolving with you. And I'm getting the energy here, Aries, that some of you could be leaving behind people, places, or things that are no longer aligned with your frequency and your energy, and there's something more promising coming in. You can see the four hands touching here, and it's so interesting because you also have a lot of fours happening here in your reading. You actually have 1, 2, 3 that stand out right away. Plus you have a lot of eights. So fours and eights are showing up here very prominently in your reading. And fours are about structure, planning, foundation, and stability. And eights are about power, authority, strength, and even materialism and control as well. So some of you are releasing controlled situations, controlled environments where maybe you felt restricted or you felt like your hands were tied. So teamwork is a really great energy to have this month. And you're not putting up with crap, I heard. So if you have family members that are constantly, could be coming in from out of town, maybe flying in for the holidays or for whatever reason, maybe you're meeting up with them. If typically they treat you a certain way, or maybe they've put you down in the past, or perhaps they say things that just don't jive with you, I feel like you're not putting up with it. But you're also staying humble, you're staying in your integrity, and it's like you're letting them down softly in a way where it's compassionate and kind, but you're also setting some healthy boundaries. There's major breakthroughs coming in, and I feel like a lot of these breakthroughs, they've been happening for you on an energetic level where physically they start to show up. And because energetically and physically they are aligned and they matched, it's a big aha moment, right? It's something that not only under the surface, but physically taking place. And that's really boom. It's like it blows you out of the ballpark. Like, whoa, did I say that? Did I stand up for myself? Did I get that job? Or did I really meet this person that I could be with for a while? Whatever it may be for you. I feel like there's a realization here that it's almost a shock factor for the better, because again, there's both those alignments taking place, inner and outer worlds, which is fantastic. This is all about a moment of truth for you as well. A lot of you this month can bring about self-truths, self-awareness, self-knowledge, and you're going to find out who's in your corner real quickly. You're going to find out who's there for you. You're going to find out what you want and how to move forward, because I am getting here, especially with the moon showing up a couple times in your reading, I do feel like there's clarity coming in, and you see the light coming through into the cave. So where it once was dark is going to be illuminated here for you, Aries. I'm also getting the name Stefan or Stephanie or Steph. Please take that as it resonates. But this is about advancement in your career, in your relationships, within your health, your finances, whatever it may be for you. There's advancement taking place because some of you have gone through a lot. That's what you've been working on healing here. So let's dive into the tarot. We have here the Eight of Wands right away. This is your main energy coming in. It's accelerated motion, things speeding up. You see the stars in the background. They're shooting stars everywhere happening, and she happens to be glancing up and she catches one of those shooting stars. So I am getting here for you, Aries. There's going to be a lot of movement this month. It could seem that as soon as you think something, it happens or it takes place, or it's the universe tends to help you understand, see, and really follow through with action. And the clarifying card is the Six of Coins. It did show up in reverse. So this says that anything that's unbalanced, right? If there was a sense of unbalanced taking, I feel like that is getting balanced out here. And some of you are generously, or maybe you've been so generous with your time where now, because you've put out so much towards or for everyone else, that this is a time where things start happening quickly for you. And I feel like there is an act of generosity. And this is interesting. Look at that. You can even see the moon there, which we were just discussing, but you also see the sunflower, and it's like the universe is handing you some coins here. The universe is handing you the 6 coins. And I feel like, there could be a little bit of hesitation at first, even though it's something that you want. You've been wishing upon a star or wanting to manifest, but you're thinking, is this real? It's that shock factor that may sit in, but then you're like, yeah, it's okay for me to receive the blessings. It's okay because I've put out good karma, and it's okay for me to get this back. And even if you didn't, right, it is our birthright to be in that energy of abundance and flow. But I also sense that a lot of you have reaped some karmic shadows, or you've had to learn some lessons the hard way here. You've dealt with some family situations. I feel like this is being balanced out here for you. Eight of Wands can be the card of communication, messages as well. So there could be delays when it comes to people coming towards you that just want something. So for example, maybe you've been in that relationship where someone always has come to you and said, Aries, I need you to do this for me, or Aries, can I borrow money, or Aries, could you give me a ride? Whatever it may be, I feel like there is a delay in order for you to feel, see, and touch base with the truth of a situation so you can respond in a different way. So it's almost like you're a step ahead from this energy here. And so whoever tends to use up your time or your energy in a negative way or a draining way, I feel like you're balancing that up. You're going to say, sorry, I can't do that. Or no, that doesn't align with where I'm going, or I'm saving for myself, or whatever it may be here. So there's definitely a lot more balance coming in, Aries. I get that the universe is bringing you something quite generous because you've been so generous with your time. Now, you also have another 8 showing up here. You have the Emperor, this is you showing up with the energy of the power. And I really love this as well. Actually, excuse me, this is the Strength card. Nope, the Strength card. So, wow. Because I'm getting strong Aries and Emperor energy, I thought we had the Emperor. Yep, we have the Emperor coming up next, actually. So there is a situation where you are being asked to push through, okay? Because look at this. Something is being illuminated with the Moon card and the Strength. It's like you've had to move forward and enter the unknown, embrace the unknown to really connect with your higher self, to connect with your inner strength. And I feel like you've gone through dark night of the soul. I will say that here. You've gone through the dark night of your soul, and you felt a lot of times like you were walking blindfolded, right? You see that she has the blindfold on over the moon. And so there could still be at times a little bit of that shadow, and that's where that breakthrough comes in. So the beginning of the month, there still could be a little bit of confusion, but because you have the Strength, that's where that little delay and that little pause is coming in. So you don't act in the same way because your energy is shifted. So it's like there's a little bit of in between. And I think that's one of your final cards here. Yeah, is the straddling of worlds. So it's like you've raised and ascended in your energy, and other situations may not have. But because there's that gap, you're able to see it for what it is. And you have the Strength now, where maybe you didn't have the Strength in the past, because that was part of that learning opportunity, is to realize and recognize that you hold that strength within. And when I get this as well, this is about you being gentle with yourself, gentle with others. This can be the card of self-sabotage at times. This can be the shadow, right? The shadow of the Strength can also bring about that Moon. And we tend to not at times be the best version of ourselves within that shadow. We run from it, we hide from it, or we completely can envelop in that. And I feel like you are embracing it all. There is this acceptance of, yes, I went through that. It wasn't my worst, or excuse me, it wasn't the best part of me, or it wasn't what I would have really truly wanted, but you've learned. That's what I get here. And now something is being revealed to you. And there is, look at that. You have the Leo here. Some of you do have strong Leo placements, or there was a big shift around that Lionsgate portal on 8/8 of 2023. So we also have you showing up here. There's the Emperor, right? Authority, followed by the Hierophant in reverse. So this is about you going in an unconventional way. For a lot of you, you're old souls. I feel like you are an old soul who chose to come to earth and incarnate into this lifetime where things are so different, right? So it's tested you. It's tested you on many different levels because everything is shaking up, shifting up all around the globe, all around the world, all around, your family dynamics, your personal life, your finances, your health. So when this shows up, you've had to really take a look at some of the traditional teachings of the planet, of the world, of what you were taught, of society. And I feel like you are stepping into, it's almost a sidestep, Okay, so it's embracing the balance, the feminine and masculine of your energy here, and embracing the unconventional as well as the traditional. Because like I said, there is this acceptance. It's not one or the other. It's how can I integrate? And that's what I feel is happening, why you are straddling both worlds here. It's like you're straddling between that 5D and that 3D, and a lot of people who are really, really focused on the 3D, which if you're here watching these, a lot of you have shifted and you continue to straddle, and you've done your spiritual work. You've done some deep healing. This isn't for those that have maybe never heard of spirituality or of oracle or tarot. I mean, maybe you're new here and that's okay as well, but I feel for the majority of you, because you have that spiritual toolbox, this isn't your first rodeo. This is something that, it's in your soul, it's in your DNA. And I feel like you've had to step into your power in big ways in this lifetime here. You've had to accomplish a lot on an energetic and soul level. But it's almost like you're looking back, right? You can see this Hierophant looking back, and it can see the shadow and the light. So there's something you're able to see within yourself. A lot of you are leaders. You are meant to lead. You are a spiritual leader. You are an influencer. You are a healer. You've come here to earth with a big mission per se. And even if it's not, opening up your own business, it doesn't have to be something on that aspect. But I feel like you've come here and your presence, your light is enough to make a difference. You will leave this world a better place. Okay, very powerful. Whew, I'm getting a lot of emotion here. This is double major arcana. I mean, you have a lot of major arcana showing up already in your reading. But this is about doing things in an unconventional way. So if this does have to do with your money, right? Maybe you're being guided to take something online, look into cryptocurrency, or, do things that are unconventional to the way you've done them in the past. If this has to do with your health, maybe looking at alternative health remedies or holistic approaches versus the traditional, okay, in any area or aspect of your life. Same for relationships. I just got that as well. Some of you, all of us, in a sense, were taught, right, that to be happy, we have to grow up and get married, find the love of our life, have children, buy the white picket fence, and have that fairy tale ending. That is traditional thinking, right? And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes we get so stuck in that belief that if it doesn't happen for us, it's the end of the world, right? And we're constantly waiting for that to manifest. And we're, sometimes stuck in that energy of, this person and that person have to be together. They're of the same background. They're of, what the Bible says or whatever it is, right? And I feel like there's a unconventional way of maybe not living with a person prior or at all. Maybe it's not having children. Maybe it is, not going to school and graduating, whatever it is here, college, that is, or, it could be anything. Maybe you want to travel the world and be a solopreneur, whatever it may be. I feel like you have these ideas. And even if you are living somewhat in a traditional way, again, because you're straddling, there's going to be new things that come in that are helpful on your journey, and you're going to take the lead and you're going to step into that power, Aries, because that's you. That's what you are here for. That is your mission. Now, next up, we have the Four of Swords, followed by the Two of Swords in reverse. So you've had to rest and rejuvenate. Some of you, you've been forced. You've been forced to rest and rejuvenate because you've either been wound up tight, some sort of health issues. Some of you had to take care of family members. Maybe you've just been physically, emotionally, mentally exhausted. But it's been a difficult decision for you. But that can be traditional as well. Some of us, if you were raised where maybe you had a grandfather who worked in the farm, or maybe you had family that worked from sun up till sundown, that overworking, constantly being in that masculine energy of, action, going, doing, that can be a traditional way of thinking. And that can be something difficult because the Two of Swords is about overthinking a choice. Now, you've had a difficult decision to make when it comes to healing or repairing a situation. And that's what is at the bottom, right? The healing card. So I feel for some of you, this does have to do with some mental conflict. mental conflict regarding the egos. I'm getting the battle of the egos. So it's almost like you battling your own ego at times, right? Intuitive versus maybe even the mental ego. I feel like some of you, this is a person or a choice in your career where, look at this guy, the rest and rejuvenate on the Four of Swords. He's just leaning against the tree there, and he has his hands open and he has his head down. And sometimes, we put our head down in prayer, or we can put our head down just to, really open up that crown chakra in a way. And he's receiving that unconditional love. He's receiving even that Six of Pentacles, that gift from the universe here. And I feel like you've been praying, you've been asking for healing, you've been asking for help. But Spirit is saying, now that you've surrendered in a way, you've handed it over, you can release this from your mind. And I feel like a lot of you, look at that. She has the blindfold on. And you see it twice happening here, where in the Moon, she has a blindfold. And now in, the Two of Swords, there's a blindfold. But Spirit is saying, can you trust blind faith, right? Can you trust that even if you're not quite sure the next steps, we are guiding you? And that's important for you, because especially for those that are, maybe even have some strong air elements, and we do have Aries in the North Node and Libra in the South Node. So some of you are having a difficult time because of that, air element in the South Node on a global level can really cause us to get in our head. But you're breaking through a lot of karmic, repetitive patterns, cycles of the past, behaviors that no longer serve you, relationships that are just deciding to maybe stay in, grounded into that 3D energy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but we're here to ascend. And I feel like you have done work where other people, places, and things are just kind of floating at that energy where you just don't want to be a part of it. And that's okay. But I feel like you also want to contribute to the rising of the vibration, to healing. But you also realize that that's not your job to heal anyone, that they have to want that for themselves. Now, next up, you have the Five of Pentacles, followed by the Chariot in reverse. Yeah, you've been tested. Your dedication, your willpower, your perseverance with the Chariot, because it's like just when you start to move forward, maybe you're trying to save some money, and just when you move forward, something breaks down. Some of you had some issues with the vehicle. Maybe your vehicle broke down. You had to pay a large amount. Some of you maybe bought a new vehicle, or you wanted to travel. You wanted more flexibility, more freedom. I see all that shifting here. Financial and material changes with the Five of Pentacles. So when the Five of Pentacles shows up, it's a little bit of that push and pull, because you're still straddling the energy. There's still a little bit of that Moon, but that's why you have a breakthrough here, Aries. That's why you have this shift happening there. That's the light there at the end of the tunnel. There's a moment of truth that you say, I no longer need to be in this energy. I've learned all that I can. I'm ready to put the pedal to the metal and move forward here in this Chariot energy, because you're stronger than you think you are, because you are the leader. You're remembering who the hell you are, Aries, and this is big, right? I feel like a lot of you, if you've had some financial struggles, some health struggles that have set you back, there's going to be a big, bold forward movement here. And they're pointing to my shirt here. And this is what I want you to remember, to my sweater. You are enough. And that could be an affirmation. I want you to tell yourself, I am enough. I have what it takes to move forward. I am, the I am statements, they're really powerful. So try to incorporate more of them into your world, because there's a lot of shifts happening here for you. All right. And lastly here, yep, you have the Two of Wands with the Magician showing up here in reverse. We want to shift this energy. Even though there's a little bit of that back and forth, we don't want to misuse this opportunity or our power. We want to heal. That's why we have the Strength card. That's why you have healing showing up here. We want to be able to collaborate and work together. There is something around independence and codependence showing up here for you, Aries. So that could be something that you are working on breaking through, whether you are the independent one and someone else is codependent upon you, or maybe you are, codependent, whatever it may be. But we have the waiting game showing up here. But I feel like this month is all about, preparing and launching into that 2024. And as I said that, they showed me 2424 on the clock. So yeah, 2024 is going to be a very transformative year. I mean, look at all these major arcanas. You have the Chariot, you have the Strength, you have the Emperor, you have the Hierophant, you have the Moon, you have the Magician. I mean, this is big energy. And so no wonder you have a breakthrough coming in here. It's almost like it's the last minute or at the last minute, or there's a deadline or some sort of crunch time. And you actually do have the deadline card here. But it's right in the nick of time is what I see here, in the nick of time with that hourglass. And the waiting game, something you've been waiting or going through for quite some time. Maybe this is a relationship that you've been in for 20 years, or it's a job change that you've wanted to make for quite some time. Maybe it's a family situation between, mother and child or father and child, where there's constantly been a little bit of upheaval. But because you have the healing card underneath and you have the Magician, I like the Magician, even though it's showing up here in the reverse, because you have that little bit of delay period to say, okay, am I manifesting from a place of fear? False evidence appearing real. Write that down. That's the acronym for fear. FEAR. False evidence appearing real. Am I manifesting from that place? Or am I manifesting from, the soul, from the heart? Is it aligned with my soul purpose? Is it for my highest good? And you're going to see that things start to happen quickly when you start to trust, even though you have the blindfold here, trusting that blind faith. Right? The Magician says you can manifest this reward, especially after this waiting period here. And some of you feel like you've maybe manifest, some consequences, some karma, some punishment, and maybe that was part of it. In the past, maybe you were dealing with some past life karmic issues and you had to kind of go through that. And that can be difficult, especially when timing is the essence here, of the essence. But you're going to manifest a reward after a long time of waiting and going through and learning some hard lessons. I feel like that's the shift that's coming in here for you. So when it comes to your money, your career, you have the Anchor, you have the Chess card, and lo and behold, you have the Moon. This is about unknown sources. And can we say Six of Coins here? There's an unknown source coming in. So I'm not worried about this Five of Pentacles. I feel the Five of Pentacles for a lot of you is getting your health back in shape, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as well. Being spiritually aligned in order to know the difference here between manifestation from a place of fear and, and love. Knowing the difference. And there's a generous giving here from the universe. And I feel like it comes, again, either in the nick of time, in the place where you least expect it with the Moon card here, or there could be an energy you are being guided to move towards. Some of you, maybe you're taking some odd jobs, some part-time work, some night shift, right? This could be moonlighting. Maybe a lot of you could be night owls and you do your best work at night. For others of you, especially if you're entrepreneurs, I feel like you're being guided here. You are shifting and you're being guided to either speak about it, talk about it, share your story, share with the teamwork showing up here. Teamwork makes that dream work. So you're calling in the right people, and don't be afraid to reach out. Those are fears of rejection, fears of abandonment, fears of not connecting, fears of, being alone, or it could be fears of being too independent, right? Don't let those fears hold you back from making those true divine connections. Some of you, yes, there's been fleeting funds in the past. I see that some of you, it's like money going, they're showing me a hole in the pocket. So it could be money coming in, money going right back out. But you're working towards healing that, I see here. You do have the Anchor, so there's been money blocks. But I feel like those blocks were actually part of this shift coming in here. Maybe there was a job that was rejected or denied, or a contract that was null and void. For others of you, maybe there's the card of travel again as well. So we have being able to travel, work remotely, work from home. There is a sense of stability here. And maybe this is, mentally or energetic stability coming in for you, or it's a place that you finally come to the terms where, yes, I feel a sense of stability regardless of what's going on around me, because you've made some wise choices. This is the chess card, and this does remind me of the emperor as well, because the emperor is a leader. He thinks things through. He's gone through a lot. So some of you may even have military in your background. Maybe you served, maybe family members have that are also a part of your team, right? When you think of, if you've ever known anyone in the military or you yourself, they form, a brotherhood or a sisterhood. They form that bond of, survival, and I got your back, and it's like no other, right? And so for a lot of you, you've connected and made these connections, or you were about to, with not just the physical people here on earth, but spiritually as well. Your guides, your ancestors, loved ones. I'm getting even pets for some of you. This is who is on your team with the chess. Who's your other team players in the mix here? And that's what you are being guided to either open up to, call in, be a part of, partake in. But I also get money strategizing. This is about you thinking long term. There could be talk about, maybe retirement. This can be home improvements or, different funds, IRAs, whatever it may be for you. I feel like you're thinking long game, long term, and there's some big shifts that you're making here to clear up some of the maybe old consequences for some choices that you've made in the past. Maybe that 20-year-old self didn't know how to save money, and that, 40 or 50-year-old self is making some new choices. It's all a part of the growth. It's part of the process. And even that 35 or 45-year-old you, maybe you haven't always been, smart with your money, but I feel like there's some shifts coming in here that are putting you ahead, putting you in the lead. In the lead of not others, not in a competitive way, but in I don't have to worry about these things. I have them paid. I have food on the table. I have, my bills are paid. I have enough, right? You are enough. Now, when it comes to finances, this was so interesting how this came out, because typically I don't pull this many cards, but they said one more, and it's so interesting because you have the debt paid over the top of the rest of these, and the rest of these aren't that awesome. But because debt paid came out over top, you're paying off some big things. Maybe even loans that you've had for, 5, 10, 20 years. You have the deadlines card showing up, and there's the hourglass again. So it's like in the nick of time, or I have enough right in time for this, or there could be, money that comes through, and then you needed that money to pay on a vehicle or something like that. But I feel like deadlines are coming up here. Some of you, this has to do with completing an exam. It could be that something runs out. Maybe you've been unemployed. Some of you, you've been living off of maybe savings. It's like, boom, right in the nick of time, you get that job, you get that back pay, you get that insurance money, you get that, opportunity. I like this for you because you've been waiting. Now, something was denied, because these three cards, it says credit repair, loan denied, and overspending. And I feel like this all has to do with paying debt or paying off a situation here where maybe, again, it could have been a job, it could have been a loan, it could have been an opportunity was denied. But remember, Spirit, the universe is able to see what we cannot. So trust that it was for your highest good. It wasn't meant for you. It wasn't aligned with what you needed at that time. You're going to repair. For those of you that are still working on repairing credit, or working on maybe building a home, buying a home. Some of you could work in construction. You may work with a hammer and nails, but I do feel here that there's a repair that's being done. Oh, okay. I'm getting energetically as well. So that's part of the healing. So energetic repair, physical repair, things are happening here. And so just be mindful of your spending, which I'm sure you are anyway, especially with that chess piece, because some of you, you're paying off possibly your credit because you've overspent, maybe during the pandemic, or, you've racked up some credit card, or you needed it, right? I feel like you needed it at that time. But the good news is the debt paid is laying on top of all of these cards. Beautiful. So when it comes to love, I don't see a lot of love here. I'll be honest. I don't see any cups, right? I don't think you received any cups actually. So maybe that's a piece of what we need a little bit more of. Could be that self-love. It says, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Okay, so stay optimistic. When we are constantly putting ourselves down, or we say we're going to be lonely forever, or, I can't get out of this situation, we don't want to manifest, right? We have the magician. We don't want to manifest that same story. That's why you're kind of straddling the worlds at this time, because you want to move forward towards something more rich, more fulfilling, more of that emotional wealth as well. You deserve love. You are lovable. You are enough. Remember that, Aries. You're calling in your soulmate. Okay, you're calling in your soulmate. And this doesn't have to just be in the form of romantic love. If you're looking for that, it could certainly be it. But I also sense that this could be anyone on your team here that we talked about. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Beautiful clarification for what we were talking about with the chess game and the teamwork. Beautiful. And then lastly here, we have straddling the worlds. It says wandering between realms. And Aries, this is all about being comfortable in two states because you're wandering between realms. This is about reinvention. And a lot of you are absolutely and have been reinventing yourself for quite some time. When the Straddling Worlds card shows up, it's an invitation to get used to living with one foot in your old world and one foot in the new. There is no going back to the way things once were, and what will be is not yet fully here. You must find the delicate balance that can bring you delight as you relish the past and all your memories, along with awe as you glimpse the astonishing and exciting future. Do not wait for applause. Move on quietly, humbly, invisible to others. This card brings an invitation to begin not only a new chapter, but a new book. Ooh, I love that. I talk about that often. I'm going to repeat that. This isn't just a new chapter of your life. It's not like, okay, we're closing that chapter. This is a whole damn new book, Aries. This is big. And I knew it was with as many major arcanas as you have here. Do not break the news to anyone. Let people be as surprised as you are as you reinvent yourself. And we talked about that shock factor. It's like this surprises you because the inner and outer is in alignment and you're saying, whoa, this is what I've wanted for so long. It's here. Is it really here? Do I touch it? Is it going to go away? Right? No, it's here for you. Make sure you are not just a slightly improved and more polished version of a dated and obsolete you. Birth yourself into someone original. Do not feel like you have to explain yourself or be understood by anyone. Become a mystery even to yourself. Gaze into the mirror one morning and be pleasantly surprised. Straddling Worlds invites you to become a true wizard, not one who performs magic tricks, but one who has mastered the dance between the visible and the invisible worlds, between the realms of form and formlessness. You are the birther of new ideas, of original and sustainable ways of being in the world. Wow. I got goosebumps here. This makes sense. The magician showing up with that waiting game is that wizardry, right? And the fact that you have that hierophant, which is traditional versus, unconventional, this is really big. Some of you may want to go back and re-listen to that Straddling Worlds. Take some notes. Put this in your, playlist or your watch later. Speaking of playlists, I've just created playlists for all of you. So check it out for your convenience. So you are embracing this energetic shift. I'm so proud of you, Aries. You should be proud of you. Spirit is proud of you. Straddle, look at this guy. How amazing does he look? He has the wings, and look at that. The color just changed to match that alignment. You're going to see a lot more alignments taking place, a lot more serendipity, synchronicities, signs, symbols, dreams. That's how you know you're on your path forward, because it's as if these pathways, these doors that were once closed, start to open up to you here, Aries. And this is exciting. This is big. All right. Last but not least, let's get a final message. I want to work with you in your third eye here. So let's get another crystal spirit. We won't read from the guidebook, but I just want you, if you can, to take a nice deep breath in from the solar plexus chakra, Aries. Nice big breath in. Hold it as long as you can and release through the mouth with a nice sigh. And I want you to tune into that third eye, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to envision a crystal, a beautiful, bright, shiny, illuminating crystal or gemstone in your mind's eye. Maybe you know the name of the crystal. Maybe you just see the color. Perhaps it's a specific shape, or it's emanating a specific energy, and you're receiving the messages through vibration, through thought form, through words, through symbols. Whatever you see in your mind's eye, whatever crystal energy is showing up, I would love for you to post in the comment box below whatever your crystal is, and check out what others respond as well. And if you need a moment, just pause the video. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your crystals in the comment box below. All right, the crystals showing up for you. Let's see. We have 3 here. We have amazonite, beautiful green energy. It helps with the heart. It helps speak our truth as well. Amazonite, card 2. And it also helps us connect to our higher selves. So amazonite. Next up, we have Mookaite Jasper. I love Mookaite Jasper. Very powerful stone. And look at, you can see even the red and the orange. So this can relate even to the solar plexus chakra, the sacral chakra. It can help ground us into reality and help, I'm getting here, helping us move through blind faith. Okay, and we talk about that because of the blindfold showing up here. So Mookaite Jasper can help us lead in those darkest of times, but help ground us the best we can as well. So we don't just, float off. It can help with the solar plexus for those of you that may have some self-worth, as well as a relationship as well. I'm getting stability within who you are. And then they're again pointing to my shirt. You are enough. And then lastly here, we have Labradorite, beautiful crystal. You can see all of the colors here. Labradorite is a very iridescent stone, and it can, it shows us all different colors, such as the yellows and the greens. I have one up here. And if you can see it here, look at how it just shines beautifully. It's one of my personal favorites here, and it connects all of the chakras, connects us to our higher selves as well. And I'm getting the word trust. So it can help us trust in ourselves, our soul's path, and our journey to move forward, especially when we're going through some heavy healing. Thank you so much for tuning in, Aries. I hope this December reading helped. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most, and it certainly helps the growth of the channel, which I love you guys. I greatly appreciate. I would love to see those crystals. Drop them in the comment section below to be entered into that free reading giveaway. And if you haven't already hit that subscribe and bell button, please do so. Thank you so much for tuning in and being here today. Lots of love.